Hi, welcome to OWAD Today. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue our exploration in digging a little bit deeper in understanding Chinese. 时尚. Okay. 时尚. We have timed a door. I translate it as timed a door. And okay, together it means fashion. And when you think about deeper of what fashion actually means, it means, I guess, not fashion, I guess more like a trend. Okay, trend. Think of deeper of what trend means. It means, everybody is trying to adopt the same thing in personal adornment. Like they want to, something get into trend, so something get popular. They want to. In the social media age, it's like whatever topic get trendy, right? People jump onto the topic, start to talk about it. So in fashion as well, like whatever pieces of garment, what color or what style get popular during this period of time, then more people are doing it. So Chinese, somebody probably 100 years ago, when it comes to translate trend, come up with this, and I think it's very appropriate when I put it into its own box of what 时尚 means. 时 means timed, and 尚 means adore something. So this adoration of something is timed. It has a limited shelf life, so to speak, right? So that's what trend is about. It's not permanent. There's no innate quality about something, like something you want to talk about or put on. It's not a permanent quality. Things are going to change. That's what 时尚 is. Okay, 时 again, time. It came from this agrarian society's depiction of you have to time your planting, your farming activity exactly right. Okay, so this timed came from the sun symbol, of course. Chinese actually use the sun symbol as a day, like one day. That means one sun, right? 一日. So Chinese use 日 as a day counter. Okay, the top is a plant symbol above the ground with a plant, and it also eventually, in our language, to abstract it as a container, sort of equivalent to English thing, something, right? When we refer to something without specifying what exactly that thing is, we just use the thing. And Chinese use 知 as, okay, this is that thing we're referring to without, specifying what exactly that is. Okay, it comes, now think about it. It comes with a benefit, right? When you talk about, it's almost like you're coded something into your language. Unless the listener knows what you're talking about, they have no clue. So that way you can encrypt your spoken language just like that. Use a referral, and only whoever you're talking with who knows exactly what we're referring to can decode that language. Otherwise, it's a thing. Okay, the bottom is a 3-finger hand symbol with an indicator over here. So this indicator points to exactly 1 inch below the wrist of your hand. That's the ancient Chinese medical practice of pulse reading. So exactly 1 inch down the wrist is where the Chinese doctors would put their finger on and start to read your pulse. And before the expensive contemporary medical equipment who measure your health status of being, Chinese doctors, it's kind of a human to human, use human embedded bio reader to read another human's bio status, which is this pulse reading. Simple practice, but very effective. A doctor could easily detect if you're in fever, if your heartbeats are regular, if you're pregnant, all that. Chinese doctors, simply by one touch, done. It can be told. So this eventually becomes this inch down practice of pulse reading become the measurement of an inch, because all the Chinese either patients or doctor know, okay, it refers to 1 inch down. So this becomes inch, and the top is plant. And then this is the sun. So the whole thing means you have to time your planting practice following now the inch sign also eventually extended into the rule, because that's the rule that you have to place 1 inch down to read the pulse correctly. And it eventually becomes this rule, like a commonly culturally shared practice accepted universally in that land. That is the rule, that you have to do a certain thing in a certain way. So it's about farming rule that you have to time, like the sun represents time. You have to time it following the exact rule to do the right things in the right season or the right timing. So Chinese have lunar calendar. We can also regard it as, Chinese call it agricultural calendar. It's for farmers to go by such simple rules to know exactly at what time throughout the year you're supposed to do what to kind of guarantee a successful year. I mean, even if you do everything right, nature can still screw you, right? So timing is kind of essential to farming activity. And then from farming, it becomes this timed concept. Okay, shop have 2 basic structure. Now it's kind of hard to see, right? Okay, this symbol means opening, like you're separating two things. So the air, that's one portion. And then the rest of them, of this big arch thing with a spiky thing on top, with a mouse symbol in the middle, that's another icon together. So anyways, according to some scholars, okay, I have to quote somebody, I don't know exactly who, but this means a north-facing window opening. So Chinese have all kinds of feng shui, right? Even in contemporary living, even in the West, people heard about feng shui. It's a set of rules, just like this set of rules. When you're setting up your personal space, either you're buying a new house or you're doing home decoration, interior, placement of stuff, all of that has a certain rules to it. And this is north-facing window opening. So the mouse symbol over here, according to some scholars, is window. Okay, I guess, well, the eye is the window to a person, but I don't know why. The mouse, I guess it's a similar looking thing. So at least the mouse symbolizes an opening. An opening, if it's not a door, it's a window for the house, right? The opening of the house is a window. And that window with this arch thing and the pointy thing means direction. It means, okay, it almost, you can view it as this spiky thing is like a pointer. Like you need to choose your direction, where to orient, right? And so this window with orienter means, and also this, I don't know, this north opening window thing, if it's a later day interpretation, because later day we start to have this concept of the north is on a 2D frame represented by pointing upward. That's the north. I mean, that's something later day people would imagine, right? So I don't know. Scholars can be, full of their imagination as well. It's hard to say. But in any case, it's the pointer, the direction, the orientation. And I still want to view it as, the mouse. Mouse means a person speaking, and a person speaking with a direction. I mean, speaking with a direction, isn't that what we do or what influencers do? The quote unquote social media influencers do? Like they speak with a certain direction in it, right? So this directional speaking plus this air, so this is kind of like cut through the air to separate things. And eventually that means a door. Okay, now I lost my train of thought. Why directional speaking with this separation right? Means adore. I can only imagine that when you adore something, that means you're directionally oriented towards something, right? So that's how the direction works. But this opening, this cutting through the air, separating the air, I wonder if that means when a direction is decided, then you're going to go at a kind of forceful speed. Therefore, you're kind of cutting through the air of whatever an obstacle for you. Therefore, once you find your direction, you're going to go with a forceful speed. Therefore, it shows like how much into it you are. I mean, that's my theory. Okay. But in any case, later days, this 上 character that came from this orientation, came from the separation of number 8, become the meaning of we're interested in something, we're facing, orienting towards something. And with this opening, this clarity, I guess, that's how we adore things, okay? That's my very unsure and certain guess. So time to adore, that's a Chinese translation, probably 100 years ago by somebody to translate what is fashion or what is, I mean, back then it's fashion, but more likely it's a trend. But trend, when it applies to wear, to clothing, is fashion. And trend, when it pairs with what you're speaking, it is, just trend. What's trendy? What's viral? And so in either case, it means it's timed. It's not permanent. It's only at that point in time that majority of people or a certain percentage of people would like to pick up this sort of wear or pick up this sort of topic to spend their attention on or money on. So that's the definition of fashion in Chinese, 时尚. Catch into the concept of thinking, one more day, we're still facing another